Hello there, welcome.
Hi there.
Hiya, my name is Anya. I have been in the hairdressing industry for the past 15 years and I will be teaching you today, yeah?
Okay, yeah.
So before we start, I would like to introduce you to a few housekeeping rules, yeah? So if you can refrain from using your phone today, so I ask for no messages and no phone calls unless it's an emergency, yeah? In the case if the fire alarm goes off, the fire exit is right behind that door on the right side, and if you need to use toilet facilities, they are right behind that door on the left side, yeah?
Yeah.
So if you need the toilet, just let me know, we can have a quick break, yeah? Today's lesson will take about 15 minutes, yeah? And we're gonna be using PowerPoint presentation. I've got some handouts for you.
Brilliant.
So we're gonna be learning from that as well. And I've got a paper and pen for your notes, yeah?
Thank you very much.
And on today's lesson, we will be learning theory and practice as well. On the end of the lesson, we're gonna have a little test, yeah? With a few questions.
No worries.
So today's lesson topic is why do we need a patch test, yeah? So we will learn today why patch test is needed, how to perform a patch test, and the consequences and the risks of not performing one, yeah? So after today's lesson, you will be able to know why patch test is needed, you will be able to deliver a patch test correctly, and you will know the consequences and the risks of not performing one, yeah?
Okay, brilliant.
So do you have any idea of why we possibly could need a patch test?
I can imagine it's to see if the client is allergic to the products we're using.
That is correct, yes. So a patch test is need to be done for safety and protection in the event of reaction, yeah? Do you have any idea what we use for a patch testing?
Not really. I'm quite new to this, so I can imagine some sort of product.
Yes, so we are using the darkest dye we have in the salon, which is 1N, and we need to use with that again the highest developer, which is 40 volume, yeah?
Okay, brilliant.
Do you know where we apply a patch test?
On the scalp maybe, somewhere?
So we are applying a patch test right behind the ear or at the inner elbow, yeah?
Yeah.
When we are doing patch test for a customer, we have to always perform one 48 hours before color appointment, yeah? So that 48 hours will let us know if any reaction, appears, yeah?
Okay.
So we need to advise customer that the customer needs to keep it on for 48 hours as well. After it's dry, they can wipe it off, but don't wash it. They need to keep it on, yeah? Do you think it would be a good idea for skipping a patch test? For example, if we've got working customer and they ask for highlights, for example?
I'm guessing not.
That is correct, yes. So that skipping a patch test could have serious consequences. Client can suffer from allergy reaction, and salon could have a serious legal consequences, and we could lose clientele and good reputation as well, yeah? So it is quite important that we never skip the patch test, even that means we are losing a customer, yeah?
Okay.
So allergic reaction could be in form of visual irritable, or both. Yeah. Do you have any idea what symptoms can client have?
I'm not too sure. I'm guessing because it skin based, some itchiness, redness, that kind of thing.
Yes, so skin rash, itching, hives, feeling nauseous, losing consciousness, so could be really severe, yeah? Give me a second, we put the next slide on now. So some symptoms appear after several hours from the patch testing. That's why we need to allow this time frame of 48 hours. Yeah?
So it can happen any time in that.
Yes.
Okay.
So other symptoms, they could be itchy skin, rashes, swollen eyes, lips, hands, feet, mouth, tongue as well, and breathing problems as well. So it is important, that we never skip one. Could be as well. Yes. You got a question?
So if is it down to the client to get hold of us and let us know?
Yes. So so we need to advise the customer when we are patch testing that they need to let us know if they have any reaction. Yeah. If they have any reaction, we cannot proceed with the coloring.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So other signs. Let me say it again. Itchy skin, rashes, swollen eyes, lips, hands, feet, mouth, breathing difficulties, which we covered already. It can be as well tummy ache, vomiting, wheezing, and unconsciousness, which I have mentioned before. Yeah?
Quite seriously, yes.
Yes. So, do you know what to tell the customer if they have any reaction? If they have, for example, like very severe reaction, yeah?
You mentioned just now getting in touch with the salon and letting them know.
That is correct. But if it's really serious, they need to call 999.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
that is important. They know that as well.
Yeah.
So we need to cover these things on consultation on the color patch. On the patch test with the customer, we need to advise them about possible reactions as well, yeah, and that they need to call 999 if they have any serious problems, yeah.
And all this information you gather during the consultation phase, does that go down on record?
Yes, so we always need to keep record of patch testing that have to be done every 6 months to a new customer or to a regular customer. So it is important to keep the records of the patch testing in the salon, so we know and we are covered, yeah?
So even if they've been a client for years, we still have to do a patch test?
That is correct, because allergy reaction can appear suddenly. Even if the customer is using the same products for years, they can suddenly get a reaction, yeah?
Okay.
Okay, so we have covered that. So we're gonna have some practical activities now.
Okay.
Yeah. So do you remember?
Is this the color and developer there, yeah?
Yes. So it's 1N. Yeah, 1N. And do you remember what is how high the developer is?
Was it 20 volt?
That is correct, yes. So what we're gonna be doing now, I will be performing patch test on you, and then you will be performing patch test on me, yeah?
Okay, yeah.
So we always need to wear gloves as well. So if you can put them on, please. Okay, so I've got already mixture here for you.
Mhm.
So basically what we do, where you want me to apply skin test for you? Do you remember those two places where we can do that?
The two places behind the ear and on the inner elbow.
Yeah, where
Yeah.
you want me to do it?
You can pop
Yeah,
it on
sure.
there.
So basically what we do, I've got some color solution on the brush and we just gently tap it, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And that's all done. So remember, we need to always advise a customer to keep it on for 48 hours and we need to let it dry. The customer need to let it dry and that they can wipe it off softly, yeah, but they cannot wash it, yeah?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna be performing a patch test on me now. If you can, do a patch test for me right here, yeah? Okay, just a second. So we cannot go too low because this is very dark dye, 1N, yeah? So we need to make sure that we don't tap the color where customer have a hair, yeah, because that will color hair,
Oh,
yeah?
okay.
So it needs to be like, you know, here.
Like here, yeah?
Inner elbow, yeah.
Just like that?
Perfect. Very good. Yeah, you did very well.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Well done. Very good.
So, before we use 1N, what is the reasoning behind that? Why do we use 1N?
Yes, so the darkest colors are the most pigmented and they have a lot of chemicals. So because of that, the reaction should take quicker. Yeah, we never use for patch testing like lighter colors, blonde colors. We always use the darkest and the strongest we have, yeah?
Okay, so even if they're blonde, we still use the darkest?
That is correct, that is correct, yes. Because like I said, darker colors, 1N is the most pigmented color, yeah? And it's the most chemicals in it, yeah?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so what we're gonna do now, I've got a little test for you. So I'm gonna pass it to you. Here you go. I'm gonna read the questions for you, yeah, and you will have 2 minutes to answer it, yeah. Take your time, please. So let me read the questions, yeah. And what I'm gonna do after, I'm gonna mark it like straight away for you as well, yeah. Okay, so the first question is, why is a patch test needed? List 3 possible reactions. What is the formula required for a patch testing? And the last question is, what is the shortest time between patch test and an appointment? Yeah?
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
Any questions?
No, that's
Yeah,
fine.
sure, go on then.
Okay.
All done, yeah? So before I will mark this, I want to ask you few questions, if that's okay, yeah?
Yeah, sure.
So how would you rate your performance today?
I feel like I've done okay. The information is readily available and has really helped. I like the practical side of it as well, actually doing it.
That's great. Was there anything you wanted to achieve today but you weren't able to?
No, not at all.
Do you think you spent the time to perform quality patch test? And Q&A test as well?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, as I mentioned just before, actually doing the test, yeah, completely confident in that. I feel like more practice is going to be needed
That is correct,
before I
yes.
can start in the salon, but yeah, it's good.
Okay, thank you for answering these questions. Let me just mark it quickly for you, yeah? So you did very well. You did answer all the questions correctly, so congratulations.
Thank you.
You have really answered well for all the questions. I have like nothing to say about that. The answers were really good, yeah. And you did as well really well with the patch testing. It was I can say that it was really easy for you, yeah. Obviously, when with the practice, you will get more confident with that, yeah. Okay, so the last thing today is summary of today's lesson, yeah? So we never skip a patch test, yeah? This is quite important to remember, but I think you already know, yes? We always need to allow 48 hours before a color service, and this is non-negotiable. This is very important to do, yeah? And do you remember the aftercare?
Letting them know the risks involved and the procedure if there is a reaction.
Yes, that's perfect. That's everything. That's everything for today, actually. Yes, you did really well. Really well. Thank you for today's lesson.
Thank you.
I hope I see you next time. Thank you very much.